Hey guys, Mike James here. Thank you for opting in to receive this free video tutorial series on how to get from the friend zone to the FBuddy zone. This is part one of a four-part series which I'll be releasing every couple of days over the next week. So I get many guys coming up to me asking me how to get out of the friend zone. Now, whether it's a girl they've just been dating recently or one they've known for a long time, invariably it started with the phrase, let's just be friends. And guys, I really feel your pain with this. It's one of the worst things a girl can say to a guy. It's pretty much tantamount to saying, you're not allowed to think of me as a sexual being any longer. I'm not allowing you to think like that. And at the same time, it allows her to continue to receive validation because she knows you like her. Not a good thing. I think most guys would prefer flat-out rejection. So guys, how did you end up here? Whether this was with a girl you've known a long time or a girl you've just become more attracted to and you're already friends with, doesn't really matter. The fact is that you started in a position where there was no attraction, or you didn't develop any attraction. Not entirely obvious, because a lot of guys often skip over it thinking they've got attraction. They just haven't developed it strongly enough, and they end up trying to develop a deep rapport, great connection with the girl, which is fantastic to get that intellectual and emotional conversation going. But often, by moving to that too quickly, it might give off a slightly needy vibe. And you might even have a date or meet a girl, and you get that, and you might even get might even make out with her or kiss her, but you haven't developed that initial primal brain attraction, which drives her to contact you again. In addition, you've got society and the media kind of telling you, well, definitely telling you the wrong message. Other girls might even tell you the wrong message. Don't believe necessarily what they say. What a girl says is not what she responds to. I've said this before in other articles, necessarily. And, if you think that telling her how you feel, showing her gifts, doing things for her will win her affections, well, you might get affections as a friend, but in terms of getting attraction with her, if you do those things, it's BS. She won't necessarily find you more attractive by doing those things. And if you're sat there in astonishment, guys, and you really believe that buying her flowers or telling you love her will work, then it's time to throw away those chick flicks. Get rid of them. Okay? Because attraction works differently to the movies. In addition, it's possible with that you've got female friends that maybe you've been female friends with a long time and that you're attracted to them. You may well have fallen into a comfortable role, and you've both developed patterns where you end up being her girlfriend, but obviously you've got a cock, and you're therefore afraid of upsetting the apple cart. Better to be friends and lose altogether, right? Well, if that's the situation, and you'd rather be friends with her than sleeping with her, then forget about sleeping with her, move on to the next girl. Or alternatively, accept that by doing these things I'm about to teach over the next few days, you might lose her, but be a man and take a decision to do it and go for it. Which brings us on to the next point, perceived value. She currently believes that she has a higher value than you because people are generally attracted to things which have either equal or higher value, more attracted to things of higher value, and therefore you haven't been demonstrating high enough value in combination with a lack of attraction. I doubt you've been seen with other girls, whether it's socially in a group with her or otherwise, and you're probably giving her too much attention. She probably thinks you don't get many girls, and I bet you've rarely cancelled any agreed meeting you've had with her, and I suspect you're probably asking her out for one-on-one time, and when she suggests you get together, if she even does, she's inviting you to group events or to things that don't require any significant effort from her, i.e. come round to my place or what have you. You might even be buying her gifts, but I can be sure you're sending her regular messages. You'll remember her birthday and Christmas, cards, presents, and I bet you she forgets stuff of yours from time to time, if not all the time. And she'll apologise, and she'll say all the right things to make up for it, but quite frequently I bet she doesn't. She may be failing to respond to your messages from time to time, or they'll be shorter than yours. And the whole relationship you have there, supposedly as friends, is imbalanced. Now, obviously, if it's been a friendship that's gone on for quite some time, you may find that the balance is literally comfortably in the friend zone. But if she knows you're attracted to her deep down, and she's still consciously aware of it, then she will believe she has higher value for you, and she will make you work to get that attention. So you're probably saying to me now, Mike, please, how do I get out of this friend zone? I hate it, I've got to get out. How do I blow the friend zone to hell? Permanently, never, ever go back there. I know, guys, it's debilitating, humiliating to be there. I feel your pain, but eventually, like me, if you use these techniques, you'll either get out of the friend zone with the chick that you want, or you'll grow the skills and the balls to walk away from it altogether and never go there again. Me personally, if I sense, despite all of my skill set, if I sense a girl's trying to friend zone me, I'll either use these techniques to bust out of it, or I will walk away altogether. I'd rather be in the nothing zone than in the friend zone. Unless, of course, I'm not attracted to her. So how do I get out of the friend zone, guys? How do I get out? How do you get out? 3 key elements. First one is demonstrating a value and dominance, and this is what we'll go through today. Second is changing your mindset, very key. And then finally, you need to create strong attraction, and then you need to escalate and close. So how do you demonstrate value and dominance? What do you have to do? Well, you need to initially change her current perception. You've got to, over a period of time, potentially, if it's somebody you're genuinely in a friend zone with and become friends with, you fall into a pattern of behaviour, and she has as well. And in order to break that, you need to create an enforced break. If you see her regularly, do not see her for at least a month. If you see her infrequently, then just cut the communications by text, email or phone down to very infrequent, and make sure you don't see her for maybe 3 months or more. Just remember that if she perceives you differently, you'll find that her tests will start to reappear. This is good because it means you've successfully broken her state, and she's then attempting to validate that the change is genuine. Be seen with other women, whether they're friends or not, doesn't matter. Go out and make sure you meet and approach and date other girls. This will reinforce the perception that something has changed. Aside from the fact that it will change your behaviour and mindset, it will also increase your desirability. Perhaps after the enforced break, then invite her to some social events within your broader social circle, and make sure she sees you interacting and even flirting with other women. If she contacts you during the break period, respond politely, but relatively shortly, and make sure that you don't validate her. After the break, continue to prevent or avoid validating her by a reduction in the amount of contact, definitely no compliments, and avoid spending money on her. If you do go out together at some point, preferably if she suggests it, make sure you go Dutch, go 50-50. Occasionally you've failed to respond to her calls or messages for at least 24 hours because you're busy. Make sure you've got stuff going on, and if her messages or texts to you are a bit lame, just kind of very lazy, just ignore them, or maybe if you feel like a bit of fun, then tease her on it and accuse her of being a bit lame. Other things you need to stop doing are tolerating her bringing up her problems and issues. You're not her therapist, and if she brings it up with the guys, then change subject as well. You don't even have to be subtle with this. Shows confidence if you're not. Don't need to be rude, but you can certainly keep a playful vibe. But you can just turn around to her and say, "Blimey, when did I become your therapist?" And then change the conversation onto something else. And if she doesn't like it, she gets snotty with you, then you can call her on it. Okay, and this brings us on to the next point. See, after the break, things like eye contact and silence. You need to get comfortable with holding your eye contact and make sure that she averts her eyes first. If there are silences, make sure she breaks those silences first. Try not to create silences too frequently, once every 4 or 5 times you meet her, but if they occur, let her break the silence. And obviously you are okay to express your annoyance or anger with her shit if she misbehaves, or she gets badly behave with you, or does something which isn't to your liking. Then you can state so. Tell her that you don't like it, and then tell her what you expect her to do differently. We've got to avoid swearing and cursing because that's a lack of control and actually shows insecurity. So, having told you what to do, there are a number of steps here in terms of decisive action. First off, I would say very carefully choose the girl you're going to bring out of the friend zone. Why? It's about your intent. If you just want to sleep with a girl but you don't really have any intent other than that, Just be aware that, you know, after applying these techniques through the rest of the video series, you could find that she's got a very strong attraction to you because you've already got all of the things that she needs to form a strong bond with you. She may even fall in love with you. So if you end up bringing her out the friend zone and put her in that place and then just dumping her, I would argue that that's probably not having the best intent. I'm not saying that might not happen through no intent of yours, but just be careful that you're approaching this through good intent. If it's just a question of wanting sex with somebody, choose a girl you haven't met before. Secondly, obviously having chosen the girl, you need to, you know, the girl that you're in the friend zone with, whichever one that might be, if you've got more than one, then you need to break that contact and certainly limit the responses to her contact. As I've said, bring in the other girls, start dating and seeing other women. Most importantly, have fun. This is the thing that you need to do to start to change yourself a little bit. Start focusing on her, start focusing on you. Start doing the things that you enjoy. If there's a sport or an interest you haven't done for a while, you've been meaning to take up or to restart, then do it. Lose some weight, get in shape, change your style, all those little things that can just create a slight change in perception of who you are. Maybe just get fitter or something like that. Be polite when she contacts you. Yeah, make sure that you're busy. You're always doing something. If she wants to try and reach out and not just get contact with you, want to meet you, make sure that you're busy until that enforced break period is over. You need to create a little bit of pain for her in terms of if she's used to you being a friend, you're trying to break that state. And then finally, once you've done all these things and you have got the break, underway, and you're doing the things to have fun, you've taken action to meet other girls, whether it's approaching them in the street or in bars, or whether you're doing online dating, then you're ready to start looking at your internal mindset, because that will help your game in terms of other women as well as with the girl you're in the friend zone with. So now, guys, I want you to take a look at the links beneath this video. I've pulled together a few links to other resources which will help you whilst you're in the break, and the different actions that we've listed here. So click on those now and have a good read through. In addition, take a look at my social media presence, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, and have a look at some of the other articles and videos which are regularly updated there. So click on the links, guys, and I'll speak to you in part 2 in 2 days, where we'll go through mindset.